Hello you lot. So what I've got to do today, or this evening, is just a quick little repair. I've got the radio on in the background, we'll pay attention to that in a minute. So I've got to do a quick little bit of modification. Now this amp, I probably made a video of it the other day actually. I'm going to put this in my machine at work. Now the machine I had it in before, the little cigarette lighter thing, a 12-volt socket, because this is under 10 amps, it don't take nowhere near 10 amps. So just for ease of, you know, convenience, I just plug it into a 12-volt socket. Those machines have multiple 12-volt sockets, so you know. Before you lot start telling me you've got to wire an amp into the battery and all that, I know that, but I'm not going to do that. I always just plug it straight in there. Anyway, so it was right next to it there, so I could just literally plug it in there, and I didn't need a very long wire. But this other machine that I've got now, the socket is all the way around the other side of the cab, to where I need to put the burner. So I need to extend my wire. So all I'm going to do, I've just started the soldering iron up. That's warming up and getting ready for a spot of soldering now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. I think I've cut it. Well, I've joined this wire before. So I think what I'll do is I might even slit that heat shrink open and desolder those wires, or shall I just cut them? Don't know yet. Anyway, I've got to go and find the wire first. I can't be bothered to desolder that. I know some of you are probably going to think, why don't you just desolder this? And this plug's a pain in the arse, and I have to glue it together. So I'm going to leave this plug well alone, and I'm just going to cut the wires and join the wires in the middle, because that'll just be a lot easier than desoldering it. Because like I said, this was a bad one. So yeah, let's go and find some wire. Well, I was just looking around for the wire. I found, this ain't the wire I was looking for, but I found loads of black and red wire now. But I've also found another burner. Got another amp. This was the one that the bloke gave me when my mate gave me that Uniden 200. He gave me that burner and all. This is the wire I was looking for. But I think what I've done is I've used all of it on this, because I had this in my old van originally, and yeah, so, but I think I'm going to keep this one like this. I'm going to leave this wire on it because I might put it in the car one day, I don't know yet. So I'm going to use this wire to put on here to extend it. That'll do the job fine, that'll be alright. Oh man, so I've cut myself off quite a lot more than what I'm going to need. It's always good to have a little bit of surplus. I know that the shorter you have the wire, the better for amps and for radios. I know all this, but I need this to go all the way around my cab, and I'd rather have too much when I get there than have not enough. The only other solution would be to make some kind of connector, or to take a gas. I've got a couple of gas soldering irons. Take one of those to work with me, and then I can obviously cut the wire to suit and solder it to suit. But that's too much fanning around. I'm not into all of that kind of stuff at the moment. I just want it to get in and work. So I'm literally going to cut off more than I need, and then if I've got a bit of extra wire, I'll just cable tie it up when I set it all up. So yeah, man, that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, it's not a lot of. I've already got a fuse in here. It's not a lot of exciting things, but I thought you might like to come and join me in the evening, you know, while I'm sitting in here. I used to sit in here quite a lot. But as I was, you know, this was meant to be just a hobby, you know, a bit of hobby. I like radio. It used to be a bit of a hobby. I used to enjoy doing it. But then it becomes something that weren't a hobby anymore, and I just couldn't stand it anymore. Yeah, I used to spend, you know, I set all this radio and all that up as a bit of a hobby. That's what it was meant to be, just a bit of a hobby. I like radio, you know, come out here of a couple of hours of a weekend or in the evening or whatever, spend a bit of time, you know, just enjoy myself and have a nice hobby to enjoy. That was what was supposed to happen. But you know, over time the missus kept saying to me, oh, she just didn't want me sitting in the living room with her. I don't want you in here, you're a weirdo. You're a freak, I don't want you in here. So then I used to come out here, and for a while I was like, oh well. And then it started to get to me, you know, I don't want to be sitting out here. I don't want to be sitting out here on my own, you know, talking to random strangers on the radio. So no, I used to just sit out here and just find stuff to tinker with, you know. And then kept saying to me still, don't like you, don't want you indoors, go away, go outside. So, you know, started sitting out here more. And then I thought, I don't want to be out here, this is not good, don't like it out here, don't like being on my own, I want to be indoors. So that's why I sold everything. So sold everything so that I didn't have to be, you know, I couldn't stand the sight of radios anymore, couldn't stand the sight of you know, all that equipment. It was meant to be a hobby, but it turned into something that I couldn't stand. Didn't want to be sat here sitting in front of it. I wanted to be sat indoors with my missus and the kids and that. So there you go. But at least, you know, it's good fun. Play around with a radio every now and again. Get all this stuff set up. And then, yeah, have a little bit of fun. I'm going to move the camera because you can't really see a lot there, can you? So you probably can't see any better here. A little box of heat shrink, look. I want a bit of red for the red side. And I want a bit of black. But the only black stuff I've got is really, really thin. I've got this black stuff, it's a bit thicker. I think I'll have to make do with that unless I go with a different colour. No, I'll use this stuff. It's a bit thicker, but in fact this red stuff might even be too thin. I'll have to find out in a minute. Little box of heat shrink. It's quite handy, that little box of heat shrink. Apart from the little clips on it, don't really work very well. Right then. Yeah, I don't use wire strippers, I just use these little pair of electrical pliers and strip the wires off pretty well, if you can see that. Strip them off, twist them up so they don't fray, and yeah, that's all I've ever done. You know, my dad taught me that. I've been messing around with electrics since I was as young as I can remember, and he taught me that. So there's a lot of techniques you can do, you know. A lot of my techniques probably, you know, aren't the best, and me talking to you, I've forgotten. It's always best to tin up your wires first, and then when you go to solder them, you ain't got to fanny around with them too much. It's been a long time since I was yeah, playing around with all this. I've got leaded solder, so I'm probably going to die of lead poisoning quite soon, but that's alright. I ain't really got a lot else to live for, so just you know, inhale all the lead you can while you can, you know. That's my motto anyway. We all like a bit of lead on a Monday afternoon. Stick that in there like that. Plenty of tin. Do the negative as well. And all you have to do then is stick them together and run the iron over them, you know. Like that. I'm not by any means the best at soldering. I'm not by any means a master solderer. I'm trying to get it so you can see. But I wing it the same as I wing everything in life. And trying to do this so you can see it is bloody difficult. Right. You're back over this side again. Because I'm right-handed, you see, I prefer to have a bit like this. But there you go. So now I just put that over there like that. This is a crash course of how not to solder. That's what this is. You know, if you follow my instructions, if you follow what I do to solder, you won't get any kind of a result like what you want. You'll end up with a mess, If you're looking for a mess, then I suggest that you follow exactly what I do in nearly all of my videos, because that's what I do. I create messes. And of course, you know, sometimes your soldering iron don't want to solder. It'll heat up in a minute. This is a Weller soldering iron. It's a nice iron, but it's very old. It's approximately 20 years old, but it's still going well. I've got 2 of them, and I'm pretty pleased with how they work. But of course it would help if I actually could solder and I didn't just make a mess. Bloody hell, like, you know. Talk about frustrating. But eventually we will get there, and I'll see you in about 14 years. Oh yeah. So them 2 gays are soldered up there, and we got another couple here, very messily soldered. So I put a heat shrink over, set light to it, and see what happens. Whoa! A bit of heat shrink. Heat it on. That's look. Oh, we're running out of gas. Don't tell me we're running out of gas, Johnny boy. I love heat shrink. So satisfying. Putting it on. Anyway, lovely. There we go. Got ourselves an amplifier. There's our amp. We've got a inline fuse, and now we've got a lovely long cable with cigarette plug on the end, and I haven't even got a cable tied together. I might just do this little bit here, cable tie this bit together again, but the rest of it's already joined. It's wires all stuck together, so I reckon we've got a win there. Hopefully it'll work. I've got it plugged into the PSU down there, and we should turn on. Yep, lovely. That's what I like to see. No reason why it shouldn't work anyway. Listen, to that fuse is alright. I like that. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So there you go. You've spent a little while out here with me in the evening on a Monday. Just by the way, if you're trying to donate any money to my PayPal link, which is in most description links, I'm in a bit of trouble with that at the minute. It's not letting me accept. I don't know why. It's not letting any money be accepted onto that. So don't know what's going on with that. My wish list, I've got an Amazon wish list in the description to every video. It's the Christmas one at the moment. I put a few things on there that I'd like. If you want to get me anything, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. You know, some things are a bit more expensive than others. I'm not expecting anything, but it's out there if you fancy having a look and get me a bit of a Christmas present. And yeah, it'd be much appreciated. And if you leave a note and you want me to put it in a video, I'll do so. Put it in a video and say thanks. But there you go. I turned the radio on because I was going to see if I could find someone to have a chat with, but to be honest, I don't really want to be out here anymore, so I'm going to go indoors. I think there's been a storm in northern England and some parts of Wales or wherever, so if you've been in that storm, hope you're all right. I hear some people had no electric for 10 hours or whatever, and a bit of snow. Didn't have a dicky bird over here, near Southend-on-Sea. Not a dicky bird, but you know, there might be some interesting things going on around the country at the moment. So if you're involved in that, I hope you're having a good time with all the snow and all of that, and I hope it's not disrupting too much. But always look on the positive side, you know. If there's snow, just go and enjoy it. Don't sit there and complain about it. Oh my god, it's snowing, I'm snowed in. Just go and enjoy it, will you? It's there, so just enjoy it while it's there. When it's gone, carry on with life. Alright? I'll catch you later on, you lot. A bit of a short video, probably a boring one, but hopefully entertain some of you for a little while. Hopefully this will work tomorrow, and I'll see you later on. All the best.